Namaskar, everyone. Welcome to Sunday. Are you aware of the power that you carry as an immortal being, as a soul being? No, I'm addressing you as souls, not human bodies. Because the human body and the human experience is perishable. The body is just a covering. It's called sharir in Sanskrit, that which withers away. The body is not you. It's a sharir. And you have a physical body, this gross experience, this human experience. It's a beautiful experience because every cell within you has a consciousness of its own. It can live outside of you. It can be cultured and grow outside of you. So your cells are not you. You're an immortal being, the one that says I, the one that thinks, the one that feels, the one that acts in and through the body. That is the immortal you. That's another covering. It's another sharir. It's called sukshma sharir, which means fine, subtle. The gross body is called sthula sharir in the yoga. Means gross. And then you have another body inside that has all the memories of the past. It's called karan sharir. It has all the karmas, all the seeds of past karmas. And then there is pure consciousness. But there's another body there. But it's the body that comes when you are free and blissful. It's called a supracausal body. Are you aware of the powers of your immortal body? Because your physical body, the power that it has is in every cell, but it doesn't have the guiding power. It doesn't have the intellectual power. It doesn't have the emotional power. Every cell has its own intelligence, but the cells are made differently. They have their own intelligence, but your intelligence is a superior intelligence. Now, are you aware that your mind is a different quality of prana? It can destroy very quickly, and it can attract anything towards it. And it can visualize so powerfully that it can transform things just by visualizing. Just by the power of what we call imagination. But the imagination is a power. The power to imagine, to visualize, and to actualize through the power of intention. Now, if you look within you, you see that the power in and through body actions, it's a different kind of power. It's vital yet gross. It's a different kind of power. The power to lift, the power to move, the power to speak. But it's soul powers, like loving. Loving is a nourishing power. I don't know why you don't use it so much. Instead, you tune in the emotional power, or you channel the emotional powers, aggression, bitterness, unforgiveness. Can you imagine what those energies do? They destroy the body. So we need to be aware of these powers that we wield in the human experience. The emotional power, the mental power, the visualizing power, the processing power of the mind. You need to be aware. How many of you are really aware of this power you carry, and how many of you manage it effectively? You destroy yourself through it and destroy a world through it. Unmanageable God power within you that flows through the mind, the emotional being, and your vital being, and through the body. We can destroy a world. And now you see what AI is doing, artificial intelligence. Because we are creating things now using the intelligence of the mind to create things that can be very destructive. Now we realize that we have to regulate that artificial intelligence. We have to. Because we are going in domains that we may not be able to control. So it's extremely important that we learn to manage the power that we have, that we can manage the power of artificial intelligence. And that's where mind management is important, emotional management is important, and body management is important. And that's what I'm trying to teach you through Kundalini Mahayoga. So how do you manage the mind? Because the mind is the most vital. It carries the ego, the I. If you lose your mind, you lose your ego. You can't even manage because the ego, it gives direction. The ego using the I, using the several instruments within you. So you need the ego into play. And you need a very positive and very sattvic, an ego full of goodness. We need that ego into play. Where is your ego placed? Do you sometimes get aggressive and you can't control it? Do you sometimes get fearful and you cannot control it? Where is ego? And how managed is it? When you hear a rumor, do you get so caught up in the rumor that you believe it? And you begin to act guided by that? No. And when you begin to fear, that fear mushroom into a monster inside of you? Do you have monsters inside of you from the things that you fear? And the ideas you build up about people and about circumstances around you? It's extremely, extremely important to be careful and necessary to manage the mind within you. And there are basic steps to manage the mind which you learn in yoga. Oh my God, I feel so sad for a world of uncontrolled minds. It's highly destructive. You see it all around you. Look at the crimes around the world. Look at the lack of caring around the world. Look at poor leadership around the world. Look at the wars. We should never have war. War shows poor intelligence, lack of wisdom, lack of caring, lack of goodness. We should never, never have war. We need more peacemakers in the world. Self-awareness, mind control are extremely important in this play of life. Now, this morning in the meditation, I showed you how breath and mind are connected. And once you begin to bring the breath under control, your mind can become under control. But witnessing, observing without judgment is extremely important in the play. Not for or against anything. You need to come into a place of equanimity, a place of no judgment when you're getting involved in the play. When you're interacting in the play. That's extremely important. To be able to witness without judgment. How many of us can do that? How many of us, when we hear something, we don't believe it right away? We hold it in suspension. We investigate. And if it's true, then we hold it as a reality of the moment. Because people can change their minds. Circumstances can change. So you don't hold anything in this world as permanent. But you need to verify whether it's real or not. That requires a mind that doesn't judge, that doesn't label. That's the beginning of learning to manage your mind. And when we create these poor habits of judgment, it goes to our children and all those who we take care of. So we need to be the example. We need to be masterful. So mind control is extremely important. And that's why I try to teach you every day how to manage the mind, how to manage the breath, how to manage your emotions, how to send it more deeply into that witness within you of no judgment. That's extremely important. Otherwise, we destroy ourselves. And then what happens when we do that? Like I showed you in the meditation. We're able to access the wisdom of the universe that's right within us, in our immortal being. We can access the wisdom, be still and know that I am God. The Psalms of the Bible. Patanjali. When the waves, the vrittis in the consciousness cease, he says, then the self within you will appear in all of its glory. It will abide in its glory. Because when your mind becomes silent and you begin to become more aware and intuitive, the God within will shine. It will not shine in a noisy mind. It will not shine in a dark mind. It will not shine in an aggressive mind that is driven by ego. It will not shine in a tamasic mind. But it will shine in a mind that becomes pure. A heart that becomes pure. That's the way it would shine. How many of you take the time every day to sit for 20 minutes in meditation? Just sit 20 minutes in meditation, trying to stay in a space of complete peace and equanimity and with God centering. How many of you do that? You might say that you have busy lives, right? You're driving, you're cooking, you're washing, you're caring for people. You have such busy life that you can't think about God. Oh my God, what a fallacy. How stupid. You're using God power within you in every moment. If you only become aware of the God power behind your mind, behind your emotion, behind your vitality, you'll be full of gratitude. Full of gratitude, and just that is remembering God in every moment. Gratitude that you can speak, that you can think, that you can love, that you can stay well in the body. Gratitude. A heart that is full of gratitude is a God-conscious heart. So is it possible then that you could forget God in every moment? I don't. I don't. Because that's where my every thought comes from. And that's why I'm a caring being. That's where my love comes from. That's where my actions are driven. How can I forget it? So it's all about centering in the right place within you. And then living in that centering throughout your day. And when you're conversing with someone, that's God too. That person has God's power inside of them. And when you're interacting with your world, it is a God-conscious world, driven by the power of the universe. Then you learn to appreciate everyone. You learn to appreciate every voice. You learn to care about people and care about your universe and care about destruction. That we don't want to destroy our universe or ourselves. We care, we care, we care. So we carry all these potent energies within us. So we need to take a little time to harness the power of the breath awareness. Harness the power of the mind. How many of you repeat a mantra in your mind through the day? It's so easy. So easy. You're driving, you're cooking, you're singing it. In your quiet moments, it's in the mind playing. How we waste our mental energy. How we waste it in foolish thinking, aggressive thinking, unforgiving emotions and thoughts. We need to be more aware. We need to care for ourselves and the world. We need to care about not ruining our well-being. We need to care. We need to care. That's my message for today. We need to be caring people. That we have a caring world. See how many children are suffering across the world. It's sad to see. See how many animals across the world are suffering. It's sad to see. And perhaps, if we begin to change our collective consciousness, perhaps the weather will change as well. Because we influence everything. Perhaps the newborn will be a greater soul that will be more caring and with qualities of goodness. We influence everything around us. So let us be responsible for what we are, who we are, and for the world that we co-create unconsciously. Let's be responsible. Let's co-create a better world together. That is the aspiration of the Blue Star. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me today. I hope that you can become impassioned about this subject. Have a blessed day, everyone. Namaskar.